do you support Reduxio sand? Reduxio is one of those things in the long tail. Um, we could take a look at it, um, but it's not something that's in our top 10 of sand manufacturers. That's one of the challenges in terms of we see that in terms of if you go with an emerging manufacturer, and that manufacturer doesn't get the market share, um, the problem for us is that because they didn't get the market share, that means that their end users, they didn't sell a lot, so there's not a lot on the secondary market, right? So we can't, you know, we're not we're not going to have the parts is really what it comes down to, and there's like Teagle or Teagle, depending on how you say it. That's another one, right? That was one that was kind of hot for a couple of years, and then they kind of lost their way, and just not the parts don't exist, and the technical expertise. We can't hire people that know that stuff because they're just not in demand, and people aren't learning it on a regular basis, right? So, whereas NetApp experts, I think we probably get 10 NetApp experts a week applying to come work here. Right? In terms of NetApp's not a problem. And Terasys switches, potentially, again, not it's going to be in the long tail. You're going to have to get lucky on the make and model in terms of whether it's available or not. Uh, you know, Let us know. We can take a look at it. Um, Oh, Extreme. Yeah, I mean, Extreme products are definitely something that we do write a lot of TPM contracts against. Um, and Terrasys is older, right? In terms of people who know Terrasys have been around a while. But Extreme tends to be a little, their software policies tend to be on the draconian side. So you might want to be closer to end of life on those. But yep. Let's see. I'm looking at the chat window here. Yep, make and model. Yep. Okay. But how do you get started on evaluation? You don't talk to me in terms of you go through there has to be a sales rep assigned to your account, and then the sales rep will bring me in. Um, I'm not a direct seller. I'm a subject matter expert. So um, if you don't like salespeople, don't worry. We've got really nice salespeople here. They don't. They won't call you 10 times a day. Um, but that's how you get started with us in terms of if you know your salesperson's name, great. Um, just contact them and we can get it. What's the easiest way to check on specific make and models? The best thing to do is to engage with us, right? Because again, we want to make this is the solutioning approach, the dialogue back and forth. I don't recommend you Google it because if you Google it, you're going to get what you're going to turn yourself into is you're going to turn yourself into a sales lead for other TPMs who use um, end of life date on make and model as a honeypot to attract prospective buyers. So don't do that unless you really like talking to um, business development representatives of every TPM on the planet. Every time you go to you Google like a specific make and model and end of life, what's going to show up in your search results is going to be a whole bunch of TPMs who bought, you know, that word, and they're trying to harvest you as a sales lead. And you know, I don't like that, and I know you probably don't like that. So the best way to do it, is to engage properly so that we can solution this together. Because I know everybody wants to try to kind of figure it out and do it on their own, but again, like I've said, you know I've found very few end users who have had a perfect list that comes to us, right? There's always something that isn't going to be a good fit. There's always going to be something that we need to have a conversation on. in terms of, the risk profile this device presents. And, we're going to be 100% transparent and honest with you about it because we're looking at this as a long-term relationship. We're not going to expose you to risks so that we can make a sale and make our number for the quarter. We don't take that approach here. We're going to look at it in terms of, we want a 10 to 20-year relationship with you. We're going to make recommendations to you that are going to work for you, that are going to make you look smart to your boss, and are going to avoid risk for your company. So, engage with us. All right, I'm just scanning the chat window here, and I can't get it to go bigger. Oh, there it goes. I got to just grab it better. So, all right, yeah, it's 10:46. I want to give you back 15 minutes. Again, we didn't want to use the full hour, but a lot of good questions there. So I want to thank everybody for joining that joined. And as a registered attendee, you'll get a follow-up in terms of, I don't know, our marketing folks will send you a follow-up on that. And you can see what I'm seeing. They're telling me in the chat here. We send a follow-up message. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to ask you if you want. We're more than happy to do a rapid care fitness assessment for you in terms of, it's engage with us. Again, it's a dialogue, it's a solutioning approach. It's going to be something that we're going to, have to have some conversation on because we need to know your environment at the end of the day to make recommendations for you, right? And that's the whole purpose of this webinar, right? Is that we need to know your business, right? If we want to know what your business goals are going to be, then, or what they are, then we need to know them so that we can propose what's going to work for you in terms of TPM. And once we know those, we can work together in a partnership to figure that all out. So again, engage with us. We'll be as, objective as we possibly can because we want that long-term relationship with you. And yeah, that's kind of the whole purpose here. So again, thanks for joining everybody. Appreciate you taking the time. If you have more questions, you can reply to the follow-up email that comes and you can get a hold of me. I'm more than happy to answer questions. Can't sell you the rapid care, but I can participate in the process, and I'd be more than happy to. So